Aloha, YouTube. How is everybody doing today? My name is David Yansen. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do so now. If you have subscribed, thank you for supporting the channel. Go ahead and like the video. I think that you'll really like the content that I have for you today. We are looking at my M1 Finance portfolio, and I've got two accounts inside my M1 Finance portfolio. If you haven't seen my previous videos, my Roth IRA sits at $5,800. My individual account sits at a little over $4,800 for a total of a little over $10,300. You can see here $10,334.23 is my total. So I'm pretty happy with what I have been able to do in the last 13 months with my individual account. And my Roth IRA I started in September, so not even a year yet. We're still going on 11 months with my Roth IRA that I've been contributing to it. If you haven't seen my previous videos, very quickly I will show you my funding history for this one. In 2019, first, if you don't know about a Roth IRA, it is an individual retirement account. You don't pay taxes on your withdrawals once you retire, once you reach a certain age, but you're only allowed to contribute $6,000 every single year. So for the year 2019, I only put in $1,930. For this year, I have so far put in $3,452. So if everything continues to go on track with work and making money and stuff like that, I will be well on my way to contributing the $6,000 for that limit. And as I've said in previous videos, for those of you who haven't seen my $100 to $1 million, and I say using M1 Finance because M1 Finance requires $100 to open up the individual account and $500 to start your Roth IRA. So I put $500 in this on September 9th, and it has some dips, but it has steadily grown to where it is right now. So that can happen for you as well too. You can grab, if you don't want to evaluate individual stocks on a daily basis or a quarterly basis, which is kind of how I do it, on a quarterly basis, unless I see some dramatic news come out about a certain company, like with Intel, then just get yourself an ETF. And if you're under the age of 30, you put $200 a month or so into that ETF. By the time you're 65, you're a millionaire. If you put more than that, $2-3 million, it just depends on how much you're able to contribute. And an S&P 500 ETF is a great way to start. So I have in my portfolio here the iShares S&P 500 exchange traded fund. I haven't put a lot of money into it because I am more focused on my individual holdings, which are going to pay me more. But if you don't want to do that, like I said, get the ETF. And there are other ETFs out there too. This one right here is a great one, the Dow Jones Industrial. And SPHD is more, I want to say, for your seasoned investors, not necessarily old people. I'm 45 and I've started late in my investment journey. So this one gives me low volatility but a high dividend yield. And it pays me every single month. DIA here, Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF, pays me every single month as well. This S&P 500 is only going to pay you 4 times a year, but you'll get good capital gains from it, and it has the largest 500 companies in the stock market there. So you've got Microsoft, Netflix, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, all the big boys are listed in that top 500. So it's a really, really good fund to hold if you, are under the age of 30, 28, and you just start and you just want to throw some money into an account and just let it do its thing. But what I am going to show you today for this video is what I am buying for this week for my Roth IRA. As you see, some of you might not know, but every single week I put $100 into this portfolio. Right now my cash balance is $194 because I was just paid 94 cents going to my activity by SPHD, this ETF that I just told you that pays me every single month. So every single month right now, because I haven't contributed any more to it, I get 94 cents. I do plan on contributing more to it, but I'm kind of still focused on some of my other holdings because different things keep coming up. So for instance, I had Colgate-Palmolive declare dividend, their ex-dividend date, so I wanted to get a better payment from them, so I bought more shares. Same thing with Procter & Gamble. I wanted to get a better payment from them, so I bought more shares. So that has delayed me from putting money into these three exchange-traded funds, but they're not going anywhere. They're very good, solid exchange-traded funds. This one right here has been around forever. And all three of the management firms that manage these are very good management firms as well too. So moving on to Apple, which is what I'm going to make my buy, because in my video yesterday, and I think earlier this week as well too, I talked about how Apple did the split, the 4-in-1 split for their shares, and I didn't know how, as I buy fractional shares through M1 Finance, how I would get paid my regular quarterly payment from Apple now that they've split the stock. And I read one thing where a guy said that it's up to your brokerage. Another person said Apple is still working on that. It's not till the end of August that they're actually going to do the stock split. So I thought, you know what, I've wanted, a full share of it anyway. I might as well just do a full share of it now and then wait to see what happens after the split happens. So I'm going to put the full $100.94 into Apple. I always reinvest my dividends because it's not a lot right now. I'm not getting $500 a month in my dividends. If I was, I would withdraw that and use it to pay, part of my rent, or something like that. I live in Hawaii, so my rent is way more than $500 a month, but it would be a portion. I would withdraw those dividends, and that's my goal as a long-term dividend investor, is to live off of the dividend payments that these companies give me and not have to sell the actual stock. So the other thing that I wanted to highlight here with Microsoft, which I found very interesting, and I did a video on this with Microsoft, how they are in talks to buy TikTok, because TikTok is a Chinese company owned by ByteDance. And our president right now in the US does not like China for various different reasons. I'm not going to get political with it, but he believes that there might be software or chips or something like that China has put into some of their devices that causes them to spy on US citizens, and maybe even, government officials and stuff. None of that can be dismissed, because the way technology is nowadays and the way people's accounts are always getting hacked, and Wells Fargo had a giant hack and they had to pay a settlement. All these, people's passwords and account numbers and driver's license and emails are getting launched out there because of all these hackers. So, China is still communist, and they still, they're not friendly communists where they're like, okay, we'll be nice with you, we'll just treat our own people poorly. They still want to take over the world like communists typically do. They believe their doctrine is the best. So Microsoft has said, we will buy the US version of TikTok. TikTok, the US version, is run by a former executive from Disney, and I heard earlier today, I think it's like $20 billion that they're talking that Microsoft might buy. I think it would be a great move for Microsoft, as they really don't have a social media platform. Xbox is their big thing, and they have some other exciting news coming out with their Xbox, but it's not a social media platform. On the other side of it, I'm going to drop a video about TikTok and what Facebook plans on doing to compete against TikTok. So look for that video as well too. So Microsoft is going to have, some competition. If they buy TikTok, they're going to have competition from some other players out there. There are actually some other apps that I see pop up in my Facebook feed from time to time that are like TikTok, but they don't have the audience. So that's probably why those apps aren't growing the way TikTok has, and the way Instagram did and Snapchat did and stuff like that. So For the day, really quick here, we see what my portfolio did. Pretty much flat, $5,700 for the day, only 7 cents movement. My blue chips moved a little bit to the green. My REITs still struggling a little bit. Tech, a couple dollars. Bonds down $1. And then my ETFs, kind of a mixed bag there. So that's how it went for the day. I will do some more videos today and tomorrow and throughout the week. Check them out. Please subscribe, share with your family and friends. I do appreciate it. I hope you have a great evening. Be safe and healthy. Mahalo and aloha.